HESI A2 Anatomy and Physiology Review. Question 1. Impairment of which structure would most directly prevent the following function? Regulates pupil diameter? Option A, iris. Option B, autonomic nervous system. Option C, parietal lobe. Option D, ciliary muscle. The correct answer is option A, iris. A key clue is that this structure contains smooth muscle and gives the eye its visible color. It also regulates pupil diameter. That combination is central to controlling light entry. Question 2. Which option identifies the tissue or membrane associated with lining much of the trachea? And both clues, it moves mucus along respiratory passages, and it appears multilayered even though all cells touch the basement membrane. Option A, pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Option B, simple cuboidal epithelium. Option C, areolar connective tissue. Option D, transitional epithelium. The correct answer is option A, pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. The function described is that this tissue or membrane moves mucus along respiratory passages. A second identifying feature is that it appears multilayered even though all cells touch the basement membrane. Together, the two clues explain the role in lining much of the trachea. Question 3. A student is reviewing a concept involved in covering digestive and respiratory tracts. Which option identifies the tissue or membrane with this function? Lines passages that open to the exterior? Option A, nervous tissue. Option B, mucous membrane. Option C, fibrocartilage. Option D, dense irregular connective tissue. The correct answer is option B, mucous membrane. The role tested here involves covering digestive and respiratory tracts. This tissue or membrane lines passages that open to the exterior. It can also be identified because it often secretes mucus for protection or lubrication. Stressed about your HESI A2? We can take HESI A2 for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. Which option identifies the cell with this feature? It is located in gastric glands. Option A, cytotoxic T cell. Option B, chief cell. Option C, plasma cell. Option D, mucus cell of stomach. The correct answer is option B, chief cell. This cell participates in beginning protein digestion. It secretes an inactive protein-digesting enzyme precursor, and it is located in gastric glands. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 5. A review item describes a bone that consists of fused vertebrae. Which option identifies it? Option A, calcaneus. Option B, occipital bone. Option C, sacrum. Option D, false rib. The correct answer is option C, sacrum. For forming the posterior pelvic wall, this bone transfers upper minus body weight to the pelvis. It can also be recognized because it consists of fused vertebrae. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 6. Which option identifies the cardiac process most directly associated with evaluating circulatory performance? In this function, measures blood pumped by one ventricle each minute? Option A, cardiac output. Option B, ventricular filling. Option C, Frank-Starling mechanism. Option D, afterload. The correct answer is option A, cardiac output. This cardiac process participates in evaluating circulatory performance. It measures blood pumped by one ventricle each minute, and it equals heart rate multiplied by stroke volume. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 7. A learner connects the clues, cushions the central nervous system and helps maintain chemical stability and circulates through ventricles and the subarachnoid space. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, atrioventricular bundle. Option B, cerebrospinal fluid. Option C, cornea. Option D, white matter. The correct answer is option B, cerebrospinal fluid. The function described is that this structure cushions the central nervous system and helps maintain chemical stability. A second identifying feature is that it circulates through ventricles and the subarachnoid space. Together, the two clues explain the role in protecting neural tissue. Question 8. Which option identifies the cardiac structure that pumps blood into the pulmonary circulation? Option A, interatrial septum. Option B, right atrium. Option C, papillary muscle. Option D, right ventricle. The correct answer is option D, right ventricle. This cardiac structure pumps blood into the pulmonary circulation. It has a thinner wall than the systemic pumping chamber. These linked features explain the role in sending blood toward the lungs. Are you looking for HESI A2 actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access HESI A2 study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get HESI A2 answer key today. Question 9. Which option identifies the reproductive structure most directly associated with supporting sperm metabolism and transport in this function? Adds fructose-rich alkaline fluid to semen? Option A, ductus deferens. Option B, seminal vesicle. Option C, myometrium. Option D, acrosome. The correct answer is option B, seminal vesicle. This reproductive structure participates in supporting sperm metabolism and transport. It adds fructose-rich alkaline fluid to semen, and it contributes a large portion of seminal volume. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 10. A learner connects the clues, rotates the forearm so the palm faces anteriorly in anatomical position and places the radius and ulna parallel. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, supination. Option B, hinge joint. Option C, pronation. Option D, extension. The correct answer is option A, supination. The function described is that this joint structure or movement rotates the forearm so the palm faces anteriorly in anatomical position. A second identifying feature is that it places the radius and ulna parallel. Together, the two clues explain the role in describing forearm movement. Question 11. Which option identifies the region best matching this description? It contains part of the sigmoid colon, and it lies in the lower left abdomen. Option A, right lower quadrant. Option B, left hypochondriac region. Option C, left iliac region. Option D, body of stomach. The correct answer is option C, left iliac region. For using the 9-region abdominal method, this region lies in the lower left abdomen. It can also be recognized because it contains part of the sigmoid colon. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 12. A student is reviewing a concept involved in supporting pregnancy. Which option identifies the reproductive structure with this function, supports implantation and fetal development? Option A, spermatogenesis. Option B, epididymis. Option C, uterus. Option D, Sertoli cell. The correct answer is option C, uterus. The role tested here involves supporting pregnancy. This reproductive structure supports implantation and fetal development. It can also be identified because it has a thick muscular wall and a hormone-responsive lining. Question 13. Impairment of which region would most directly prevent the following function? Lies in the lower right abdomen? Option A, fundus of stomach. Option B, pylorus. Option C, left lumbar region. Option D, right iliac region. The correct answer is option D, right iliac region. A key clue is that this region contains the cecum and may include the appendix. It also lies in the lower right abdomen. That combination is central to using the 9-region abdominal method. Question 14. A review item describes a cavity that is formed by the bones of the skull. Which option identifies it? Option A, cranial cavity. Option B, pleural cavity. Option C, abdominal cavity. Option D, pericardial cavity. The correct answer is option A, cranial cavity. For identifying the dorsal cavity around nervous tissue in the head, this cavity encloses and protects the brain. It can also be recognized because it is formed by the bones of the skull. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations. Question 15. A student is reviewing a concept involved in washing the exposed surface. Which option identifies the structure with this function, produces tears that lubricate and protect the eye? Option A, tooth. Option B, atrioventricular bundle. Option C, lacrimal gland. Option D, incus. The correct answer is option C, lacrimal gland. The role tested here involves washing the exposed surface. This structure produces tears that lubricate and protect the eye. It can also be identified because it lies in the superolateral orbit. Question 16. Impairment of which process would most directly prevent the following function? Internalizes specific molecules after they bind surface receptors. Option A, receptor-mediated endocytosis. Option B, transfer RNA. Option C, menstruation. Option D, pinocytosis. The correct answer is option A, receptor-mediated endocytosis. A key clue is that this process concentrates selected substances in coated pits. It also internalizes specific molecules after they bind surface receptors. That combination is central to taking up cholesterol-containing particles. Question 17. Which option identifies the hormones associated with supplementing gonadal hormones? In both clues, they contribute to secondary sex characteristics and libido, and they are produced in the adrenal cortex? Option A, triiodothyronine. Option B, thymosin. Option C, prolactin and lactation. Option D, adrenal androgens. The correct answer is option D, adrenal androgens. The function described is that these hormones contribute to secondary sex characteristics and libido. A second identifying feature is that they are produced in the adrenal cortex. Together, the two clues explain the role in supplementing gonadal hormones. Question 18. Which option identifies the cardiac structure that tightens chordae tendineae during ventricular contraction? Option A, right atrium. Option B, papillary muscle. Option C, aorta. Option D, left atrium. The correct answer is option B, papillary muscle. This cardiac structure tightens chordae tendineae during ventricular contraction. It helps prevent atrioventricular valve prolapse. These linked features explain the role in maintaining 1-way flow. Stressed about your HESI A2? We can take HESI A2 for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. Which option identifies the muscle structure or process most important for initiating contraction because it forms the plasma membrane of a muscle fiber? Option A, sarcomere. Option B, muscle fiber. Option C, sarcolemma. Option D, sarcoplasmic reticulum. The correct answer is option C, sarcolemma. A key clue is that this muscle structure or process conducts electrical signals along the cell surface. It also forms the plasma membrane of a muscle fiber. That combination is central to initiating contraction. Question 20. Which option identifies the hormone whose key function is, stimulates gastric acid secretion and stomach activity? Option A, gastrin. Option B, secretin. Option C, melatonin. Option D, epinephrine. The correct answer is option A, gastrin. This hormone stimulates gastric acid secretion and stomach activity. It is released by endocrine cells in the stomach. These linked features explain the role in coordinating digestion. Question 21. Which option identifies the muscle structure or process with this feature? It is released from a somatic motor minus neuron terminal. Option A, sarcoplasmic reticulum. Option B, the acetylcholine. Option C, sarcomere. Option D, muscle fascicle. The correct answer is option B, acetylcholine. This muscle structure or process participates in depolarizing a skeletal muscle fiber. It opens ligand-gated channels at the motor end plate, and it is released from a somatic motor minus neuron terminal. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 22. Which option identifies the gland region most directly associated with coordinating long-term endocrine responses and this function produces steroid hormones involved in stress, mineral balance, and sex-related traits? Option A, anterior pituitary. Option B, the adrenal medulla. Option C, posterior pituitary. Option D, the adrenal cortex. The correct answer is option D, adrenal cortex. This gland region participates in coordinating long-term endocrine responses. It produces steroid hormones involved in stress, mineral balance, and sex-related traits, and it forms the outer region of the adrenal gland. Those details distinguish the tested concept from related choices. Question 23. Which option identifies the cavity whose key function is, surrounds the heart within a serous sac? Option A, abdominal cavity. Option B, pleural cavity. Option C, pericardial cavity. Option D, pelvic cavity. The correct answer is option C, pericardial cavity. This cavity surrounds the heart within a serous sac. It contains lubricating fluid between membrane layers. These linked features explain the role in identifying the space that permits low-friction cardiac movement. Question 24. A learner connects the clues, shortens a muscle while it produces force, and occurs when force exceeds the resistance. Which option best matches both clues? Option A, eccentric contraction. Option B, isometric contraction. Option C, isotonic contraction. Option D, concentric contraction. The correct answer is option D, concentric contraction. The function described is that this contraction type shortens a muscle while it produces force. A second identifying feature is that it occurs when force exceeds the resistance. Together, the two clues explain the role in lifting a weight. Question 25. A review item describes a urinary structure that is a capillary tuft supplied by an afferent arteriole. Which option identifies it? Option A, renal cortex. Option B, glomerular capsule. Option C, the ascending limb. Option D, glomerulus. The correct answer is option D, glomerulus. For beginning urine formation, this urinary structure filters water and small solutes from blood. It can also be recognized because it is a capillary tuft supplied by an afferent arteriole. The remaining choices have different primary functions or locations.